I'm not going to sugarcoat what I'm going to say right now. I'm probably going to piss off a few of you little snowflakes, especially Nick Calandra, who earlier this week, I wouldn't say exactly went on a meltdown, but he went on a tangent about how he needed to get off of Twitter and take like a mental health break, that the daily outrage was just too much for him, and that his mother was in the hospital, and just went off and said he was going to take time off, which it's understandable. If you have a loved one in the hospital, you need to be there for them. You know, life is short. Be with the people that you love, right? That's what's most important. Well, little Nicky didn't take a break. In fact, it seems like he's just as much, if not more, online than ever, doing his usual virtue signaling, his gaslighting, his own daily outrage. So what was this whole I need to take time off nonsense when you could see online he's just quote tweeting and screen capping everybody that talks about him? That's this weird thing that these, I guess, wokies do, as they claim that they don't pay attention to what the haters are saying and what the grifters are doing, but it seems like they're our biggest fans. I really think Nick Calandra is everybody's biggest fan if you're anti-woke. Even though he claims he's going to knock you out, he's on top of it all. He's on top of it all. He made a tweet the other day saying he didn't even know who I am, made fun of my numbers on my views, and said I need to get new material. And then he also said the same thing about Smash JT being desperate and that we had nothing to do with people calling Smash's former employers, even though he had that tweet where he said go after funding sources. For a reason, he seems to forget that he instigates a lot of what happens to him. And that's also how Alyssa Mercante is, and so forth. If you're part of Kotaku Detected, they play this victim card. They don't realize that they're the ones that poke the bear, that instigate, that stir the pot, that gaslight, that do these passive-aggressive tweets. They do actions against people like contact wives and you name it. And then they go under protected tweets, or they throw the block down and it's woe is me and look at me. These people are so angry and stuff. But no, Nick Calandra claimed that his mother had a near death because I guess she almost overdosed or something like that, and she was in the hospital. The last thing that I'm going to fucking do if one of my parents is like near dead or something happened to them where they're in the hospital is go on fucking Twitter again. It lasted probably like a day. His little break lasted probably a day, if that. And he's back being the same insufferable piece of shit on Twitter that he's been for quite some time. So we're going to take a look at some of his tweets just to show you. Now, Smash JT did make a video about him earlier in the week and made a comment saying he's hoping that Nick is not lying about the situation with his mother. And I said something similar to it. I don't think it makes you a piece of shit, but Nick thought it did. In fact, Nick got pretty upset, saying to Smash JT, who claimed in his video today, I was using my mother as a shield while she was in this hospital this week recovering from her attempt. You're an absolute shit stain of a person, and I hope you never go through what I did this week. Fuck you, right? Pretty upset, and I can understand that. If somebody even made like a remote criticism or whatever, I wouldn't like it. I'll admit it. But the reason why people are saying we hope that it's not him using as a shield is because it seems like a lot of times, and Nick included, especially now that he's back online constantly, is that these people use him as an excuse to be immune from criticism. In my video, I said, hey, my thoughts and prayers go out to your mother, but let's not forget the actions that you did leading up to this. That doesn't clear you of any actions that you've done up to this point, which he'll deny that he's had any actions. Now, just for, I guess, transparency, we'll show exactly what Smash JT said in his video, because some people are saying he's a piece of shit for saying this. For me, I don't think so, but to each his own. Let's watch this real quick, and this is off of Twitter, so let me make sure the sound is nice and good for you folks. Here we go.
Now, honestly, if your mother is indeed in the hospital, which hopefully you wouldn't use her as a shield here for this, but holy crap, I hope she's okay and I wish her well.
So I hope she's okay and I wish her well. Literally, he said, I hope she's okay and I wish her well, and I hope you're not using her as a shield. Nothing slimy about that. In fact, I feel Smash was pretty sincere in his statement with that. But of course, you can see in the thread replies, because this is off of a thread that Nick Calandra started. You can see all these people that are Team Nick are, in their echo chamber saying all these bad things about him. I don't think he said anything bad in regards to that. But flash forward to a day or two later, Nick is online. If he was really that upset and concerned about his mother's well-being, he wouldn't be online gaslighting and talking shit and going off. I mean, look at this statement that he had right here in response to his first tweet saying, fuck you to Smash. He said, not everything is about you and your stupid fucking culture war. I don't post pictures of my family on my work feeds because that's private to me. You may not understand that the world doesn't evolve around you, but you'd have to be a normally functioning human to get that. Again, these guys, they try to insult your intelligence to make themselves feel better. The fact that he's even saying not everything's about your culture war, yet if you look at his timeline, it's literally about his culture war, is ironic. Like, these guys constantly contradict themselves. They say it's not about culture war, it's not about being anti-woke, but these are the guys like Nick Calandra who say that they're going to knock out anybody that's anti-woke. It's about their culture war. It's only okay if your everyday, I guess, thinking and your ways and everything you do only goes towards their culture war. That's what it is. These guys don't even understand how they are contradicting themselves. And he's been going nuts. And there's people, of course, doing the gaslighting, gassing him up. You see the Space Ghost says, hey, Nick, we don't know each other, but I want you to know what a huge, hilarious meme Smash JT is to everyone in my circles. He's made videos about basically everyone, and we all think it's hilarious. He's just a weird, obsessed dude who wishes he was in the cool kids club. Again, these guys, they gather around. They, I guess, what's the term? They try to organize themselves into a group to feel better and, I guess, gas each other up because they're actually really miserable and insufferable people. They can't take criticism, which is why she mentioned he's made videos about other people in the past. That's how they go. And you can see they have a Twitter exchange. He's been doing the same for me for weeks now as well because I got his little list taken down for a minute. I'll refrain from saying anything else about him because it's nothing nice. You have allies in us. I appreciate it. He can say whatever the fuck he wants about me. So he's saying you could say whatever the fuck you want about him, but then he'll get riled up and stuff. And honestly, it's not because about the list that it got taken down. If he remembers, you were the one that made a call to action to take down his funding sources, and then you reported his website. And just here's some more screenshots about the whole situation. Nick is terminally online. You're taking a mental health break, but then you're putting out tweets that are just hateful. You claim to be against hate, but then you type this. If the same thing happened to you, I wouldn't be making a video about it, championing my followers, wishing your mom had died, or worse. You made it a point to try and have people question my sincerity about my family. You're the definition of a scumbag. And this is kind of misguided. Nobody championed any of their followers to wish that your mother was dead. Smash never said he wished your mother was dead. In fact, he said he sincerely hopes that she's okay. Right? And he never said that you were insincere about it. He said he would hope that you weren't using it as a shield. That's not the same thing, but again, it doesn't make a difference because you're still online bitching and crying about all sorts of crap. Now, this is in regards to, I guess, there was like a fake historian that got blocked by the Assassin's Creed Twitter account. It was actually like a white dude claiming to be like a Japanese historian. And these guys in the middle of the night, it was like 3 a.m., 4 a.m., airbagged, Nick Calandra, whole bunch of these guys that lean towards that weird wokey virtue signaling that they claim that they don't pay attention to stuff and that they don't care and it's not about the culture war, but at 2 a.m. they'll sure as fuck be laughing and tweeting. So Nick Calandra was up in the middle of the night, guys, when he has to take a mental health break, when he has to take time off of Twitter, a mental health break because his mom almost died, right? Remember that. He's tweeting about his haters and laughing about them running with a story and quote tweeting a fake historian getting blocked, right? So he says, this is getting comical at this point. The narrative just keeps evolving. What story did I publish on what publication? Issued immediate retraction on a tweet when it was bad, like you should when you get something wrong. Outraged farmers can't even fact check their own names. So this is in regards to people trying to say, oh, well, the wokies, you journalists can't even claim responsibility or retract stuff. Well, I guess you're forgetting that your friend Rebecca Valentine wrote that article about Black Myth Wukong. and didn't retract the mistranslated text at all, or Alyssa Mercante misrepresenting a CEO for that farm game. She just said that she's not a service and that she doesn't have to redact and retract and change the story or whatever. So yeah, your ilk, as they like to say it, don't claim responsibility. But you guys thought it was hilarious that in the middle of the night y'all ran a story. And he's obsessed with Mark Kern, who's Grum's. Again, he's supposed to be taking time off, but he's still writing and tweeting about Kern. I mean, rent free. You know what I mean? Nick Calandra, everybody's living rent free in your head when you should be over there with your family. I'm not trying to sound like an asshole about it, but again, if it was me and my parents were in the hospital, the last thing I would be doing is giving a fuck what my enemies are saying on Twitter or trying to prove myself with Twitter, because life is way too short. And you can see he's just, I don't know, man. You have to, honestly, these are screenshots because he's a snowflake. He blocked me, even though he claimed he didn't know who I was, didn't watch my content. He tweeted about me the other day and immediately blocked because he can't take any criticism. And you can see he's just coping at this moment. Now, here's the funny thing. As these guys are saying, maybe the dudes that constantly scream about saving the industry will go and make their own games or literally anything people actually want to play, watch, or read. Why has everyone else got to change and do it for them if everything's so bad? Oh, right. That requires work. First of all, these guys that are screaming about saving the industry are saving it from people like you, Nick. People like Alyssa Mercante, people like Rebecca Valentine, all the people from Kotaku Detected. We're saving it from y'all's DEI nonsense, the Sweet Baby Inc. that y'all run cover for, the articles that you make, which are actually hit pieces because all of you guys are political activists cosplaying as gaming journalists. If anybody's unhappy about the gaming industry, it's you guys. You are the ones constantly bitching about white men in the gaming industry, toxic masculinity in the gaming industry. You guys are bitching that there's not enough diversity. I mean, Alyssa Mercante literally sat on a couch at Summer Game Fest with Giant Bomb and said that she wanted to physically fight anybody that had a problem with her and that gaming is naturally diverse. Okay, so if it's naturally diverse, why is there Sweet Baby Inc.? Why do we have Sweet Baby Inc.? You guys are a bunch of idiots. If you know what? If everything's so bad, why do you guys cry about diversity and that you need change? And you guys are screen capping and screenshotting everybody that's going against your echo chamber and your woke agenda and all that. That's what's happening here. Is you guys are the hypocrites. You guys are the ones that are just contradicting yourselves constantly. We're saving the gaming industry from you guys that are ruining it. And yes, lots of people are making movies, music, TV, video games that are going to be good, that are great, that have a lot of good stories, good characters without any of that shoehorned DEI put into it. We're just calling you out because you do stupid shit. Whether you're saying that you're taking a mental health break and then you're still online, you're full of crap at that point. God forbid something bad happened to your mother, but look at you. Your mother is the last fucking thing you're worried about. You're more online worrying about what everybody else is doing and still promoting your virtue signaling instead of being there for your family. You're still pushing all your woke agenda and your political nonsense on your fucking Twitter instead of being with your family. You don't need no mental health break. You're just wanting attention for yourself and woe is me. And I'm going to be the asshole that fucking says it. Because your actions, again, say otherwise. Complaining about people like this, saying people that are just endlessly cynical about their hobby are people I just really don't want to engage with. So then why do you screen cap them? Why do you quote tweet them? Why do you make tweets about them? If you don't like them clapping back to you, why do you engage? You are engaging. You say you don't engage, but you do. If you're not enjoying your hobby, what's the point then? Just forcing yourself and everyone else to be miserable because you won't move on to something new. Holy Testicle Tuesday. Can somebody give me a pot calling the kettle black right here? If you're not enjoying your hobby, what's the point then? If you're not enjoying video games, what's the point? You're the one forcing yourself and everyone else to be miserable because you want to shoehorn Sweet Baby Inc. What's the other one? Take This or Hit That or what the fuck? Hit Detection? What's the other one? You guys are the ones that have all this woke agenda that you're wanting to help consulting firms and stuff shoehorn, enforce all this other crap to make people miserable so that you guys could, ooh, we got diversity. We got gays and blacks and representatives. Again, there's nothing more narcissistic than actually thinking that you have to be represented in a video game, that you have to have an ugly character or a gay character so that you could feel that the game checklisted a box just enough for you. Again, you guys have y'all's priorities fucking weird and whack, and you don't like it when somebody's making a simple opinion like that. You get triggered, you guys tweet, you guys poke the bear, then y'all play fucking victim, and then you make a whole bunch of tweets like this. When your mother almost died, you're here on your fucking soapbox claiming that you need a mental health break, but then you're out here putting all this fucking nonsense. It's funny that they keep forgetting that this started because Jeff Tarza put me on a list first, and I was just supposed to be okay with it. Morin said, absolutely lost the plot. You called for his funding source to be taken away. He took you off this list, and you still cried and showed how much of a scumbag you fucking were. You are a trash human being, little Nicky. You're the one that couldn't take it. You couldn't take criticism. You couldn't take being put on oh my God, Smash JT put me on a fucking list. Oh, boo, my pussy. Get over it. God, you're such a fucking queer. A little list. Kotaku detected hurt your feelings that bad that you took down somebody's fucking website. Unfucking real. Unfucking real. I can't believe how thin-skinned and how soft and foolish you are. And I saw this tweet from Giga Bear because I know he hates Giga Bear and I wanted to mention it. I the other day I was like, man, these guys, Second Win, which Nick Calandra's a part of, make so much money on Patreon. Well, now they're starting to lose it. They've lost over $1,000 a month in revenue coming after their big 6-month push to increase it. Looks like the only funding sources Calandra's going after are his own. Go after their funding sources. So yeah, they're still making over $54,000, which good on them. Or $53,210. Good on them, right? But when you go woke, when you start attacking people, people are gonna get off of it. You can see right here, Target Bud Light effect, only on a much smaller scale. When the first time I heard of them was negative, and that's all I still hear. No way I'm checking them out. Activism and business don't mix. Hopefully more people find out and learn what he's been doing. I'm not surprised. Nobody likes tattletales, hall monitors, and over-litigious D-bags. Doubly so when Nick is the one who started it and then shuttering his Twitter posts like he doesn't have enough followers who will put up relevant posts out into the open. So he basically has snitches, even though he's under protected tweets, even though he's blocking people. He has followers snitching on him. And, of course, it's going to backfire when you act certain ways. People are going to you're going to start losing your audience. I mean, I've been there before. I've lost my audience over saying and doing stupid stuff. And these guys seem to think that they are getting the majority of gamers on their side when they're really not. If anything, Nick, Alyssa, Jessica, Rebecca, Jason, Jeff, what other journalists do we have here? I'm not even saying y'all's last names. You know who you are. You guys are turning people away from reading into anything that you write or say, because you're losing your credibility every single day with every single action that you guys do, especially when you make efforts to go out of your way to censor people, take down websites, contact wives, find out people's private information, dox people, passively aggressively tweet them, hide behind blocks, behind protected tweets. You guys have really shown how desperate you guys are ever since this whole thing kicked off with the Sweet Baby Inc. stuff. It's like you guys have like secret, and I'm saying this to the day, I bet you they have secret group chats, secret discords, where they just sit there and tweet and talk about everybody that's anti-woke, everybody that's posting videos about them, everybody that tweets. They're all in on it. They're all watching because they can't take it. They don't like people talking about them, guys. They want to gatekeep and censor people's freedom of speech, especially when it pertains to negative criticism towards them. Trust me on that. They don't like it. And that's why Nick couldn't even take a real mental health break. It was hurting his vagina to put away his phone when his mom needed him and to stay away from Twitter. Instead, he would rather go back on Twitter, bitch about Grums, bitch about Smash JT, bitch about people making videos about him. He's soft. Be a man. Be where life really needs you, okay? That's why people think you were full of shit about your mother, because you didn't take a break. You complained about daily outrage, but you still were on there doing all your other bullshit. Nothing was new, and nothing was different. It was like, okay, cool, he's business as usual. He's being an insufferable twat on the internet. I'm genuinely disappointed that you couldn't take a break and be there for your family. And I know that might seem like a low blow. It might seem like I'm, being a piece of shit about it. But look at all these tweets. All these tweets were posted after you said you were taking a break to be there for your family. Instead of worrying about the right thing, you would rather worry about your political activism on Twitter and grandstanding and virtue signaling to get your little DEI clout points, because you aren't that great of a human being. That's it. That's what it comes down to. And I'm just gonna tell it like it is. I call it like I see it.